Now okay.
Now okay already.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think we have three students for this subject. So can we wait until 2:35?
Okay.
Okay. So we start 2:35. Right. So I think all of you who is supposed to attend this class, the byte 2202 is already in here. So let me introduce myself first because this is our first class. My name is Effendi Jidir, and then I'm the part-time lecturer to replace Miss Christie for this subject. So usually for the first, can I have I think around 1 minute? Can you turn on your camera just for a while, if that possible for you? Okay. Thank you. Okay, if you want to turn off your camera, I'm okay. So again, I will be the lecturer for this subject, and then just for your simple introduction for myself. Okay, let me see. Okay, this is my background. I'm a senior lecturer at one of the private IPTS in Sabah also. And for the education, I have the Master in Information and Communication Technology Management, and then a bachelor degree in computer science. So that is a simple explanation or information about my background before we start our class today. So I've been informed by Miss Christie before this that you all are already in the week 8, and then for this week is week 9. So in the week 9, okay, if we follow from the form B, okay, the lesson plan, we should be in the chapter 6, the computer and interaction style, and we will do the tutorial app, and for the practical session we will do the task writing. Can I have, if you cannot uh, speak with your mic, can I have maybe some background from your side? Okay, simple introduction. Okay, like Kelvin. Okay, can I know that where are you staying?
Beverly Hills, Chinatown.
Beverly Hill, I see. Noel, if you cannot speak, and then maybe you can type.
Oh, my name is Noel. I live
Hmm.
in Kalansanan.
You stay at
Kalansanan.
Kalansanan. I
Yeah.
see. I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Farah Vincent.
My name is Vera Vincent. I live in Kampung Inobong, Penampang.
Kampung Inabong. Ah, I see. I see. Okay. So means you guys, three of you is around KK, and then so for me, okay, I also from KK actually, near to Inanam. So that is a simple ice breaking for us. Right. So I'm not sure actually if I can ask from your side, and the chapter 6 until what subtopic? Do you remember that one?
Hold on.
Mm. It actually doesn't matter for me if you are in the whatever subtopic actually, because I will do the chapter 6 for the whole chapter again by today. Okay, I will cover it again because I'm not sure and I'm not too compatible to continue in the middle of the chapter. So I think it's better for us, for better for me and you all, that we continue from the chapter 6, okay, from the early chapter 6, the computer and interaction style. But before that, like what I have done in my other class in TAR before this, for this week, okay, because this week is my first week that teaching in TAR. Okay, usually I will do some revision, okay, for the first class with my student. Okay, and then for bed 2203, okay, I will do the introduction first, okay, in the first hour. Okay, and then the second hour, we will go for the chapter 6. Okay, so for today, the lecture will be quite long. Okay, you will hear my voice, okay, all the long for 2 hours, okay, with the slide that I need to cover for introduction. Okay, we do some revision, and then in the second round of the 2 hour today, we will go for the chapter 6. Is it okay for you all?
Okay.
Okay.
Mm. Okay, right. So I will start with the introduction to human-computer interaction first. Okay, and then the second round we go for the chapter 6. Okay, no worry. This is online class, so be easy from your side. Okay, if you think that you want to drink or whatsoever that you want to do, feel free to do. Okay, this is online class. Okay, and then I will just continue with my presentation, my lecture, and then from your side, hopefully you all will take note on whatever material or whatever slide that I will present to this station. So let me change my screen. I will share the slide with you all later, okay, in the Google Classroom, and the video also for today's session. Okay, we will take a break around after I finish the introduction. Okay, after I finish the introduction, we will take a break around 10 minutes. Okay, so this is the introduction for the human-computer interaction. Okay, this one should be in your early chapter, okay, in the early semester for the batch 2203. Okay, what is the human-computer interaction? Okay, we will look into the importance of the HCI, and then we will look into the good and poor design example of the HCI, and then what and who are involved in the HCI design, and also we will look into the general principle of HCI design. So actually this is almost covered in the semester, okay, starting from the early semester. Okay, you all look into the HCI, and then the design, and then also the history of the HCI design. So what is HCI actually? Okay, the HCI, human-computer interaction, is how the human actually interact with the computer. Okay, it's mean that the human, okay, us, will use the computer on our daily life. Noel, this is only the introduction. Okay, I'm doing the introduction just for around in 30 minutes only. Okay, so that I can have the
Flow.
the way that we can have the revision, okay, for the semester for the batch 2203. It's just a recap actually. Okay, and then after I finish with the introduction, it's around 15 to 30 minutes, and then we will go to chapter 6. No worry. Okay, not primarily the study of human, not primarily the study of computer. It's actually the study between the study bridge between the human and also between the computer. Okay, it's all about the observation, the interaction between the people and the computer. Okay, the example, the simple example is how we use our daily smartphone, okay, to help actually on when we want to go to somewhere, and then when you want to buy something, okay, usually you will refer to your smartphone, and then the smartphone actually become a routine for you. It's become a part from your life. Okay, this is what we will look into the HCI, human computer interaction. Okay, analysis of the involved interaction. Okay, all the steps involved are necessary. Okay, you just imagine that when you are using your smartphone, okay, you think that if you are familiar with iPhone, for example, and then someday you have to change to Android, and then there will be a different step, there will be a different way, okay, to use the smartphone because it's a different platform. Okay, so maybe there will be a different step also on how to use the a different platform of operating system of the smartphone. So if the step is necessary in iPhone to be included in the Android, it's actually depend with the user. Okay, human consequences after interacting with computer. Okay, for example, can the user perform his or her task? Does he enjoy working with the computer? Okay, if you ask or you do some survey to the people, especially for the millennial younger students, okay, they will say that the smartphone or the computer is a part from their life already. Okay, not like the older generation. The smartphone is not actually apart from their life. They can live without the phone, but today's society, most of the generation depend heavily to the smartphone. Okay, so that is apart from the HCI. The term HCI adopted in mid 1890 is actually from the ACM, the Association of Computing Machinery. This is the ACM conclude that the HCI is a discipline concerned with the design, evaluation, and implementation of interactive computer system for human use, and with the study of major phenomena surrounding them. Okay, and then from Dix, HCI is study of people, computer technology, and the way these influence each other. Okay, not only the human influence the computer or the smartphone or the smart device also have the influence to the human. Okay, we study HCI to determine how we can make this computer technology more usable by the people. Okay, and then with the emerging of the IR 4.0, okay, all the thing is actually goes to the machine. And then all the machine now go for the artificial intelligence. And when we are talking about artificial intelligence, there are less manpower, there are less working hour for the human actually to facilitate, to use or to be used in the industry. So we will see later that either the HCI give opportunity to the humankind or actually it will give less opportunity to the humankind. Okay, that one is actually under the spectrum of HCI. And then from Carroll, HCI is the study and practice of usability. It is about understanding and creating software and other technology that people will want to use, will be able to use, and will find effective when used. Okay, if you see that the three people statement about the HCI is we can conclude actually, okay, they are all talking about the technology, okay, must help the human. That is actually the conclusion. When we use the technology, it must give us the benefit. Okay, this is what are the main objective when the people or the human, okay, try to develop the machine. That machine is actually become the artificial intelligence later. Human, this is apart from the HCI, is the individual user, a group of user working together, and a sequence of user in the organization. And then we have the computer. I think this one is quite easy for you all. We have the desktop computer, we have large scale computer system, we have the smallest one, the pocket PC, we have the embedded system, okay, like the photo machine, the microwave oven, and then we also have a lot thousand of software. Okay, we have search engine, we have word processor, we have internet browser, a lot, okay, about the software. And then from the software, especially from the computer, we will have the user interface. Okay, the user interface in here is actually a part of the computer that the user contact with. This is how we will communicate with the device. Okay, for example, like when you want to use your smartphone, okay, either you are familiar with Apple, you're familiar with the iPhone, okay, or you're familiar with the Android system. Okay, this is the user interface that we will interact with our smart device. And then we have the interaction, usually involve a dialogue with the feedback and control throughout performing a task. Okay, usually this is from the command. Okay, the command maybe something like we need to print, or maybe we want to get some reply. Okay, when you finish submitting your paper, for example, when you finish submitting your form, there will be a reply dialogues. Either you are satisfied with the survey, for example, or maybe you want to give some other feedback. Okay, that is the interface reply. Okay, this is the usually the interaction that we want to have, okay, at the end of the conversation with the machine. Okay, so that we will have the input. Okay, we will have not only for the human, also for the computer. Okay, they will generate the report, and then we see that if the customer or the client satisfied with the service, for example. Why we need the HCI? Okay, in the past, computers were very expensive and used by technical people only. Okay, if you can remember, long time ago, around a year of 2000 or year around 1990, okay, the smartphone is not for everybody. We are not calling it a smartphone. We just call it the handphone. Okay, without the word of smart. Okay, it's just a handphone. Okay, but now, okay, if you look the computer, the laptop, or even for the smart device like the smartphone, okay, they are becoming very cheap. Okay, and then used by non-technical people. Okay, even the kids, okay, 5 years and below, they also can already use the smart device. They also can use the smartphone. Okay, this is what happened. This is the reality that we will see actually. Okay, what is the interaction between the human and the device? Okay, computer and a software manufacturer have noticed the importance of making computer user friendly. That's why what I just said just now, okay, even the kids below 5 years can use the smartphone already, because the designer, okay, the computer manufacturer, the handphone manufacturer, the smartphone manufacturer, they have think that the new device at this age actually is not only for a certain age, or maybe for certain people or certain level. It become, okay, a common device that everyone can have. Okay, and then why also we need the HCI? Because it's easy to use. Okay, and then of course it will save our time. Okay, for example, like when you want to do photocopy of one paper, okay, without the printing machine, okay, without the photocopy machine, okay, maybe you can just do a copy around 20 pages per day if you write down and do it manually. But with the machine, okay, with the printing device, okay, now we can copy not only 100 but thousand of copy, okay, of the document. How to achieve the user friendliness in computer design? Usually we will look into the HCI scope. The HCI scope is usually related with the use and context. Okay, this is where we can find the application area for the computer. And then the HCI scope also become related, not only related, it's actually become as so close with the human until that some people do study psychological, okay, and a psychological aspect on how the user actually learn to use a new product. Okay, and then when they want to use a supercomputer, okay, they will learn that, okay, on how we can manipulate, okay, the technical person, okay, with the highest intelligence, okay, use the supercomputer, okay, to actually, okay, to look down for the common people on how to use the supercomputer also. Okay, like what I have described before this, with the smart device, okay, or with the smartphone. Okay, a long time ago, the smartphone or the handphone is only being used by certain people. Okay, for the kids, okay, for the teenager, it's almost no one have the handphone. Okay, but right now, okay, everybody can have the smartphone, smart device. Okay, even the kids can also use the smartphone. Under the computer, we have the hardware and software offered, like the input, the output device, and then we also can have the speed, okay, and then the interaction style, the computer graphic, to make it more interesting, to make it more attractive to the client. Okay, if you look at our generation now, okay, the environment of the computer system, okay, a long time ago, okay, if you have, okay, one PC desktop, for example, okay, and then you have one slot or you have one card for graphic card, okay, the price is around 6,000 to 7,000. Okay, it's for the year of 2000 and 2010. But now, okay, in the era of 2020, okay, the PC desktop, okay, with GPU, okay, super GPU, even it's for super GPU, it's only cost you around 3 to 4,000. Okay, if the entry level PC desktop is only around 1,000 or maybe less than that, and then you will see that it's actually the movement or the progression of the hardware is become more cheaper from time to time. Even the technology become more advanced, but the price a little bit lower, and then it can be actually to be accepting by all the people, okay, with the lower price. And then we also have the development in the HCI: design, implementation, and evaluation. Okay, this is the diagram about the HCI development. It's actually we can have the human in the left side, and then we have computer in the right side. Okay, and then they have the design process, where the design process is actually will involve, okay, we'll get the response from the human, and we'll get the implementation from the computer side. Okay, the left human, the right one is for the computer. HCI goal at physical level. HCI concern the selection of the most appropriate input device and output device for a particular interface or task. Can determine the best style of interaction, okay, such as direct manipulation, natural language. Okay, and then we also have the WIM. where all the software or all the interface right now, okay, if you use your smartphone, if you use your laptop, they all have the WIMP. We have the Windows, we have the operating system, we have the icon for the software, we have the menu, okay, to make it easy for us to manage the application. Okay, and then we also have the pointer. Okay, when we use mouse. Okay, and then maybe if you want to do some presentation physically, you can have a laser pointer. This is actually all the way that we want to achieve for the HCI goal. So what is the HCI goals? Once again, it's actually related with the how we can achieve, okay, the best maximum effort that we can get from the device. Okay, how the device or how the computer will help us in our daily life to make our daily life easier and more easier. Okay, and under the develop or improve, usually it will be related with the safety, it will be related with the utility, the effectiveness, efficiency, usability, and then appeals of system that include computer. Develop or improve, that one I think is under your chapter 10, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, safety is about protecting the user from dangerous condition and undesirable situation. And then we have the user. Okay, nuclear energy plant or bomb disposal. Operator should interact with computer-based system remotely. And then we can look into the ICU. Okay, the medical equipment in intensive care unit where we need the user, okay, actually to manage and to also to monitor the all the equipment in the ICU. Okay, and then we have the data. Prevent user from making serious error by reducing risk of wrong from the buttons, okay, being mistakenly activated. And then the data also provide user with means for recovering some error or maybe some bugs. And then we need to ensure the privacy, especially for the personal information, okay, such as habit and address, and security, okay, to protect the sensitive information. Okay, and then this is the HCI goal: utility, high utility, and low utility. Extent of providing the right kind of functionality. High quality scientific calculator provide many mathematical operation. So low utility software drawing tools does not allow freehand drawing but supports polygon shape drawing. Later that one we will cover in our chapter, okay, in week 11 or week 10. Okay, effectiveness concern a user ability to accomplish a desired goal to carry out the work. Find a master thesis in our library web. This is how we can relate actually the HCI into the effectiveness in helping the human actually. And then there are a lot of impact of the HCI, productivity increase, reduce training, prevent employee taking certification, and also good quality and good product. Okay, you can look from the diagram in the screen. Okay, impact of the study of the program. Okay, knowledge and skill. That one I think you all know. It's under the we can divide it into the engineering skill set, in design skill set, okay, and the cognitive psychology skill set, computer science skill set. On all these actually we can use through the tools that we can get from the HCI expertise. Okay, we can have a user-centered design method, guideline, evaluation method, software tool, principle, prototyping tools, experimentation, and creative idea. Right, so I think around 20 minutes, okay, the introduction is actually not the introduction, it's just a revision, a recap for you. okay, regarding the HCI. So give me a 10 minutes break, okay, before we go for the chapter 6 after this. Okay, we will take a 10-minute break, okay, before we go for the chapter 6 in the lesson 9. Okay, guys, we take 10-minute breaks. All right, so we will continue with the chapter 6, okay, under the week 9, the computer and interaction style. Okay, for this one, the chapter 6. So first we will see, okay, about the computer device first. Okay, and for the computer device, I think for your all level, okay, should be no problem. And because of your era, okay, should be no problem also because you all are familiar with the computer. Okay, you all have your own PC, you all have your own laptop. Okay, even you have your own smart device, smartphone. So actually, the computer part is quite easy for you all. Okay, but so this is under the lecture slide. So I just go through to the slide. So first we will look into the device, input device. So what is input device actually? This is where we can get the data. Okay, we can catch the data, and then from the input device, it will transfer to the I/O, the input output system. Okay, we have a lot of input device actually. For example, like we have the keyboard, we have the stylus, we have the microphone, mouse, trackball, touchpad, touchscreen, camera, scanner, a lot of input device actually. But this is the common one. Okay, every PC, every laptop, okay, they must have the keyboard. They must have the scanner, for example, printer, for example. Okay, sorry, printer is the output device. Okay, so the next one, okay, let's look into the keyboard. Okay, we have a common input device for entering text. Okay, usually we will use the interface, okay, for the Qt, QWERTY. This is the standard layout, okay, especially when you do the formatting your laptop, for example, or maybe you will go for the reinstall your operating system. Okay, at the second page of the installation, okay, second interface, after you put the machine name, okay, and then you will ask if you go for the standard layout keyboard, okay, which is usually we will use the QWERTY. Why we use the QWERTY, okay, or why the name is QWERTY is actually from the layout where the QWERTY is from the tab in your keyboard, and then it will follow the QWERTY. Okay, key press closest connection, causing a correct character code to be sent. Okay, you will see that is actually there is a point, okay, in the keyboard where we have the scissor key. Okay, this is when we press, and then it will send the character to the I/O. And then we have we still under the keyboard. Okay, all for the QWERTY is a low rapid entry for text by experienced user, especially for the typewriter. Okay, QWERTY layout is not optimal for typing. It's actually go for the typewriter. Okay, where the typewriter is actually memorize all the character inside the keyboard. Okay, but this is biased towards the left hand. Okay, when you see that the percentage, okay, left hand goes until 57%, right handed go to 43%. And then we also have a few more keyboard layout. Okay, if you have the experience installing or reformatting your PC or laptop, okay, you will see that they will ask you if you want to add another layout of the keyboard. Okay, usually we have extra like the quite common one. We have the Dvorak. Okay, we have the alphabetic. The Dvorak, okay, Dvorak is around 90-20. It's a common letter under the dominant finger. It's actually follow the our dominant finger. Okay, common combination of letter alternate between hands. Okay, usually when we type, okay, the word that we are always use is are, were, and grab. Okay, and for Dvorak, it's actually biased towards to the right hand. Okay, right hand 56%, left hand goes until 44%. Okay, and then for the Dvorak, it's actually 10 to 15% improvement in speed and a reduction in fatigue. Okay, this is for Dvorak. And then we also have the alphabetic. Okay, usually the alphabetic, you can see this one is actually from the handphone, the old generation of smartphone. Okay, key arranged in alphabetic. Okay, it will start from ABC and then go to DEF, GHI, JKL. It will be in the group actually. Okay, and then you need to type it very fast if you have experience in a smartphone or a handphone. Okay, but this one is not actually good for the typist. Okay, not faster for trend typist, not faster also for beginner either. Why? Because actually, if you look from the diagram or you look from the picture, okay, under the button number 2, okay, under the button number 2 here, it's actually grouping for the character of A, B, and C. Okay, alphabetic for D, E, F. Okay, group into the button number 3. So you need to press the button 3 a few times before you can go to the specific character or specific uh, uh, alphabetic that we want. Okay, mainly used in handheld device like what I have mentioned just now. It goes actually to the handphone, the old generation of handphone. Okay, for example, like Nokia 3310 long time ago. And if you go to the smartphone right now, it's actually, if you look from your smartphone under the setting, okay, under the setting, okay, you go to the setting, actually you will have the option, okay, to select your keyboard for your smartphone. Okay, if you use Samsung, for example, they will give you Samsung layout. Okay, if you use but if you use Apple, and then there is a standard for iOS, but Android, they will follow for the handphone brand. Okay, it will follow the handphone brand. And then we have the stylus. This one is go for the tablet usually. Okay, input text into the computer. Okay, using a special pen. Okay, the advantages of using the stylus. Okay, no training is needed, and it's a compact size. Why there is no training is needed? Because we already know how to use the pen, the pencil actually. So the concept is still the same, but we are not writing in the paper, but we will use it under the spatial table. Okay, and then the disadvantages about the stylus is a relatively a low recognition accuracy. Sometimes when you type A, okay, if you write it not so good, okay, it will not become A. Okay, sometimes it will become weird, not A actually. Okay, because of the low recognition accuracy. And then we have the mouse, a very common handheld pointing device. Okay, we have the mechanical one, the mechanical, which have the ball inside the mouse. Okay, we have the optical. Okay, we have the laser, and we also have the wireless. Okay, nowadays I think everyone use the wireless already. No more use the mechanical pointing device. Okay, no one. I think even for the rural area, okay, they are not using the mechanical mouse already. Okay, all go for the wired mouse, or maybe you will use the wireless mouse. Okay, advantages of using the mouse is slow diagonal and continuous movement. Okay, you see that my mouse, it can go up, down, left, right, okay, in any way from your screen, and easy to use. Okay, even though that maybe that person is the first time use the computer, maybe it is her first time use the mouse. Okay, actually it will only need for the person to learn to use the mouse less than 2 minutes. Okay, after you, after the person get the feeling to use the mouse, okay, it's actually they can already interact and can use the mouse already. Okay, disadvantages of using the mouse require that the hand be removed from the keyboard. Okay, but actually right now, okay, some of the keyboard is actually attached with the mouse. Okay, so we don't have to remove the our hand actually from the keyboard. And then the next one, we have the picture of the mouse. Okay, you can look from the first one, the first mouse. It is quite big, and can I have, if you are in front of your PC or laptop, can you give me some feedback? What is the connection that this mouse actually use? You still remember? Okay, this one.
Don't know.
Yes. What is the connection? If you can remember, or maybe you all know. Yes, Farah.
Warna wire.
This one.
I'm not sure.
Kelvin,
Wire connection or
wire connection. Okay. If you look this one, if you have ever used the old printer, okay, the one that have a loud noise, okay, actually they are using the parallel connection. Okay, we have PS2 connection. That one is the middle edge of the mouse. Okay, and then this one is actually the oldest one. Okay, we use the parallel port connection. And then we also have the middle one, and then the foot mouse. Okay, but actually this one have been upgraded, okay, to support for the video games actually. Okay, a long time ago, the this device, the foot mouse, okay, is actually used to be as a mouse, but right now it's already being upgraded. It's already being improved, okay, to be a part from the computing device support. Okay, I think you all know the new gaming device, right? Have the similar interface and then a similar concept with the foot mouse. And then we have the trackball. Okay, advantages to use the trackball: allow diagonal and continuous movement like the mouse. Okay, comparing with mouse, it's less physical space is required. Okay, but we have the disadvantages of trackball: require that the hand be removed from the keyboard also. Okay, what is the difference between trackball and mouse? Okay, any idea? What is the difference between, from what you can see, what is the difference between trackball and mouse? Any feedback? The difference between the trackball and mouse?
Mm. Mouse more easier.
Okay, yes, good.
Um, what's the question again? The
The
difference between
difference between the trackball and the mouse.
the trackball it censor only the ball itself
Mm-hmm.
by the which the mouse only the light red sensor only.
Okay, if we actually if we look from the today mouse, okay, and look from the trackball, okay, the today mouse is actually they have the two side, okay, left and right, and for the trackball, okay, usually the navigator will be the ball in the middle one, okay. So sometimes it's actually no difference, okay, because it still have the same function, okay, to make our movement or the cursor actually can go anywhere in the screen, okay. So that is the actually the purpose of the trackball and mouse. Okay, thank you, Noel. Thank you, Kevin Ferrer, for the feedback. Let's continue with the touch screen. Okay, the touch screen detect the presence of finger on the screen. Advantages of using the touch screen: direct. We are not saying it direct connection, okay, but it's a direct, okay, versus with the mouse is actually you need to drag the mouse to go for the specific menu, for example, for the specific folder, for example, okay, you need to drag or you need to move around your mouse so that you can go to the specific item. Okay, with the touch screen, okay, you don't have to move the mouse. You can just directly touch under the selected item that you want. Okay, fast, good for menu selection. Okay, disadvantages of using the touch screen: fingerprint can mark on the screen. Okay, of course that one, and then tiring on the arm, and then the most critical one is actually if we are not familiar with touchscreen, okay, it's very difficult for you, okay, to use the right click option. Okay, right click option. Okay, that one is actually the most interface, okay, that still have a problem with the interaction with human. Okay, when we use the touch screen, okay, sometimes when we double click, okay, it will have the sensitivity problem, accuracy of the sensitivity. And then when you want to right click, okay, you need to hold a few seconds. Okay, versus if you use the mouse, it's actually you just right click and then you can go the selected option. Okay, use touchscreen when opportunity for training is low. Okay, desk space is small and the task require a little or no text input. Okay, usually we will use the touch screen under the kiosk. Okay, when you go for the to the airport, for example, there's a kiosk for the tourists. Okay, and then usually it's they just only need to get some of the information. Okay, less using the input. Okay, they just scroll, 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 and then see what is the best place in KK, for example. Okay, that is where actually the best place that we can put the touch screen. Okay, and then cashier system in the shop. Okay, you can go to the McDonald's, for example. You go to the KFC. Okay, they're always using the touch screen. Okay, why? Because quite fast. They just need to select the price, the item, and then do the calculation. There is no input. Okay, is the item or the system is already there. Okay, you just need to select the option that need for the purchase, for example. Okay, that is for the touch screen. Now this is the types of the touch screen. We have capacitivity touch, more responsive, resistive touch, less sensitive. This one is actually depend with your manufacturer of the brand or of the design of the device. Okay, some of the device or some of the manufacturer or some of the brand, okay, they actually use the touch screen from a glass. Okay, and then some of the manufacturer or some of the like Samsung, okay, like LG, for example, they are using the LCD. So LCD is more capacitivity and resistive for the glass. Okay, perimeter base emit light or sound wave with a sensor to detect the movement, convert existing a display to touch. Okay, this one you can actually go to your smartphone, and then you will see that this is where sometimes when you go to the edge of your screen, okay, there is a chance that the movement, or when you click or when you touch, it's not responding. Okay, because it's actually based on the perimeter. Okay, sometimes it will happen in the lower budget device, especially for the smart device. And then that one we touch about the input device. Now we go for the output device. Okay, for the output device, we have a computer screen, for example. Okay, the computer screen, we have CRT, we have plasma, we have LCD, touch screen, okay, OLED. Okay, this is the new one. And then we have output device like speaker. Okay, we have speech output, audio, braille display, and printer. And actually, a lot of output device. We will see a few example of the output device. Okay, we have the CRT, the cathode ray tube. This is the old generation of our monitor actually, and also for the TV, the television. Okay, where the system is to have a big size of TV or big size of the monitor. Okay, advantages, yes, high resolution, but not good enough high resolution. Okay, more accurate color balance, fast response time, better viewing angle. Okay, disadvantages, bulky and heavy, radiation emission, and impractical to produce a larger screen. Okay, usually the screen is around 15 to 20 inch only. Okay, because the more large or the more larger your screen, okay, the heavy the monitor will be. Okay, this is for the CRT. Do you have experience in using the CRT before this, either for TV, television, or monitor? or maybe you are still using. Okay, because I have still this one, but not using anymore lah. Okay, maybe you all have the experience using it.
Have.
Mm-hmm. Noel,
During school.
at school.
Right.
Yes. I think not long time ago. It's around 2010 or maybe 2015. Okay, especially in Sabah. Not only in rural area, in urban area also. Actually, we are quite. We still use the CRT. Okay, but just for information, if you are opening the CRT actually, and then at the back of the monitor, okay, if you open that one, it's actually have the radiation. Okay, that's why not on, if not suitable for you to open this one unless you have the experience in doing some uh, electric wiring, or maybe some experience in technician regarding to the CRT or television. Okay, because of the radiation, it's actually located at the back of the TV or at the back of the monitor. That's why actually when we want to, if we want to dispose your all TV or all monitor, okay, we will call it e-waste. Okay, not the natural waste, but we call it the e-waste. Why we call it the e-waste? Because the especially for the monitor, it will need a special arrangement, okay, special handle, okay, to get rid from the radiation actually. And then we have the LCD, the liquid crystal display. Okay, the advantages is more smaller and lighter, no radiation emission, lower power consumption, flicker free. You know the flicker, when you see your TV, the old TV, they will have the flick, okay, around your screen. Okay, for LCD, it's not gonna happen. Okay, disadvantages of using the LCD: less accurate color reproduction and lower response times. Actually, when you have the experience of using the LCD, okay, because most of the monitor right now is actually LCD. Okay, most of the monitor right now, the flat one. Okay, most of the LCD is most of the monitor actually is the LCD, not LED. Okay, and then we have the speech output. Okay, this is digitized speech, recorded human speech directly in digital format. Okay, the number you dial cannot be reached, and then you can continue with your message after the beep. Okay, usually you always hear this one. Okay, when you use a long time ago the public phone, or maybe you have activated the voice message in your number or in your smartphone. Okay, and then we have synthesized speech, okay, generated using a computer via speech processing technique. Okay, usually this one, I'm not sure if you have the experience to use the synthesized speech. Okay, because this one actually, if you want, if you have one copy, okay, if you have one copy of the document, and then you cannot, you have the digit. Let me have the scenario for you all. Okay, I have one digital document, which the digital document, okay, cannot be copied, cannot be downloaded, okay, and then cannot be saved as. You only can read the digital document under your screen, and then after you close, and then it will gone, disappear. So usually if we want to copy the document, okay, we will use the synthesized speech, where when you speak, it will write down whatever you say, and then it will put under the new document, or maybe you put it under Microsoft Doc. Okay, you transfer the voice, okay, to the Microsoft Doc. Whatever you say in the synthesized speech, it will be converted into the word. Okay, this is uh, example of the speech output to the synthesized speech. But actually, a lot of disadvantages when using the synthesized speech. Okay, you say this one, but the output is not the one that you want to see actually. Okay, because of the different, we are not native English, so maybe sometimes the pronunciation is not so good. Okay, and then it will follow actually the it will give you the not the same expectation that you want actually. Okay, so that is for the speech output. Advantages, useful when user eyes are busy or user cannot access the screen. Okay, and then also useful when a user have a visual impairment. Okay, especially when you want to go to the door, and then the door are closed. Okay, and then maybe you want to go to the 12th floor, for example. Okay, and then you can just use your voice. Okay, uh, for example, like you go to the lift. Okay, and then you said that you want to go to level 10. Level 10, please. And then the system will recognize that you want to go to the level 10. Okay, disadvantages, slow pace compared to visual output use it. Okay, and then avoid using it in the open environment because it can be problematic in a very noisy environment. Just make sure when you want to use the digitized speech or synthesized speech, okay, it's better, it's actually if the environment is you are the only one at that moment, because it will try to recognize every voice or every noise that it can heard from the system, heard from the environment. Okay, if there's a lot of people that are talking at the same time, okay, it will give you a different response. Okay, so you need to be quite selective, okay, when you are using the digitized speech and synthesized speech. All right, and then we go to the audio sound. Okay, use as feedback and entertainment. Example, okay, confirmation, offer, warning, provide mood context in games. Okay, I think you all know lah. Without the sound, without the audio, when you play games, there is no feeling actually. Okay, I'm not sure if you can. We take example of game. Okay, if there is no sound, and then for me, okay, it's like you don't have the feeling to play for the game. Okay, because with the sound is actually we can have the attention, we can have the feeling, okay, maybe to continue or maybe to go to the next level. Okay, because the sound or the audio will give or will provide us the mood. Okay, either the mood, if win, and then yes, we will happy. If you are not winning, and then you will try hard until you can get the expected result. Okay, this is why actually the sound is quite important when going to the interaction between human and the device. It's actually give you the impression, it's give you the mood. Okay, so hopefully you all know That is actually the interaction, okay, between the device and also the computer. Not only the computer, it's actually the device. And then we have the braille display. Okay, I think you all know lah, the braille display. Pins provide output for the blind, okay, helping them so that they can also feel that they are not so at the back of us actually. Okay, with the braille system, okay, they know what they are doing actually. Okay, this is to help for the blind. Braille. Okay, haptic feedback. Okay, this one usually for the drawing, using for animation, for example, using for photography, for example. Okay, and then we have interaction types. Okay, there are 4 types of interaction. This is from Roger Sharp and Priest. Okay, the 4 types of interaction. We have one instructing, we have conversing, we have manipulating, and also exploring. Okay, instructing, issuing commands, and selecting option. Conversing, interacting with the system like having a conversation. We will go details in this one later. Okay, manipulating, interacting with object in a virtual or physical space. Exploring, moving through a virtual environment. Okay, first, okay, this one, let me see. I'm halfway from the lecture actually. Can we have, I think, a 10-minute break? Okay, it's a quite long lecture actually. We will continue again. Can?
So actually, chapter 6 already done.
You already, sorry?
Already done chapter 6. Teach by
Already?
Miss Christie. Yeah.
I see. So I think maybe I can go quite fast for this one.
Yeah.
Okay, good. But we take, I think, 5-minute break first. 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, before I continue.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
To do the so means that this indicates that you need to provide all information that's needed on this sign up page, sign up form page. Okay, and then feedback. Okay, feedback to the user. So you will need to give a completion signal to support user control. So it should be clear to the users what they must do when they finish the So usually like if they can do message and then get an option to some sort of manipulator of your system. Yeah, so you can do something like this, which will feedback to the user so that the user can satisfy
All right, guys, we will continue for the topic chapter 6. And what like Kelvin informed just now, okay, actually this one mostly have been covered by Miss Christie before this. So I think I can go more fast, okay, to cover for this one. Cannot cover lah. Actually, we just do some revision. Okay, so I think we are in the interaction types. First, we have the instructing. Okay, where user instruct a system and tell it what to do. Okay, for example, like tell the time. Okay, print the file, save a file. Okay, maybe delete the file. Okay, benefit of instructing support quick and efficient interaction because we give the direct command to the software, for example, to do the task. And then the system will execute the task. Good for repetitive kinds of action performed on multiple objects. Okay, this is the example. Okay, we can save. Okay, and then maybe we can do some command from terminal. Okay, and then we have the interaction types of conversing. Okay, underlying model of having a conversation with another human. For example, like voice recognition system or natural language dialogue. Okay, usually this one, if you go to the most website right now, they will have the virtual agents. Okay, and also they will have the chatbot. Okay, this is to have actually to reduce the manpower also. Okay, the benefit, a low user, especially novice and technopopes, to interact with the system in a way that they is familiar, can make them feel comfortable, at ease, and less scared because they are not using or they are not going to be face to face. The problem is with the conversing, misunderstanding can arise when the system does not know how to pass what the users say. Okay, like what you all know that actually the artificial intelligence concept is not yet being 100%. The system, the computer is yet to achieve until 70% of the human intelligence. Okay, that's why we call it artificial intelligence. That's why sometimes, especially in the conversing, when we use virtual agent, the chatbots, there are some questions that relating to the psychology cannot be answered. And then this is the example in Apple. We have Siri, we have Cortana, Windows Cortana in Microsoft. Okay, and then in Android phone, okay, usually they will have the Google. Okay, Google Now, and then you can speak and then ask for whatever question that you want to ask. Okay, and then the next one is manipulating. Okay, involve a dragging, selecting, opening, closing, and a zooming action on a virtual object. Okay, this one usually we call it as a direct manipulation. What is the DM actually? Okay, from Sneedeman, okay, coined the term DM. Okay, came from his fascination with computer games at that time. Okay, like pressing the button. Okay, instead using the text command. A long time ago, we will use command to make some attacking movement. Okay, but there is no feeling. So Shinigami become so fascinating regarding to the games and change it to the pressing button. Okay, so now we have the keyboard, we have the joystick to help us in the gaming activity. Okay, why a DM interface is so enjoyable? User experience less anxiety. User gain confidence and mastery and feel in control. Okay, you can in this era, the joystick actually have the vibration. Okay, have the feeling. Okay, if you got some kind of attack, and then you will feel that from the joystick. If you use the VR, okay, and then there is more realistic actually. Okay, disadvantages of using the DM interface. Not all action can be done directly. Okay, sometimes, for example, like a spell checking. Okay, that is the disadvantages actually using the DM interface. And then we have exploring. Okay, involves a user moving through virtual or physical environment, similar to how people browse information with existing media. Okay, like we use the multimedia, we use the website. Okay, we go to the Google, we go to the Yahoo. Okay, and then when you play some kind of game like Minecraft, this is the games that going for the exploration. Okay, so you have the feeling, and you want to continue with the games actually. Okay, this is involve user moving either through virtual or maybe from the physical environment. Okay, you know that the game that involve virtual and physical, there's a one games actually quite popular not long time ago. I think around 19 not 19 2018 or 2019. Okay, the Pokemon Go. Okay, that is actually the interaction types, the combination of virtual and physical. Okay, moving visual, virtual, and physical. Okay, this is the example when you use the VR. Okay, which is the best interaction type? Okay, direct manipulating is good for doing type of tasks like designing, okay, drawing, flying, driving, sizing windows. Okay, where we can use the joystick, we can use the mouse. Okay, issuing instruction is good for repetitive tasks. Okay, especially for spell checking, file management. Okay, file construction. Okay, maybe you want to maybe your environment go for the server management, for example. So issuing instruction is more popular, especially in the server environment. Having a conversation is good for children, okay, computer phobic, disabled user, and a specialized application. And then, like what I have mentioned just now, we have also the hybrid. Okay, hybrid conceptual models are often employed. Okay, where different way of carrying out the same action is supported at the interface. Okay, usually this one is involved virtual and physical. So we call it the hybrid concept. Interface step, interface type, we have the command line interface, we have direct manipulation, we have the menu, we have fill in form. That is a simple explanation and a simple sample or example for the interface types. There are actually a lot of interface type. Okay, this is the command line interface. Okay, this one is from the Linux operating system. Okay, original traditional style human computer interface. Okay, in Linux usually we will run this one under the terminal. Okay, user types in command by using artificial language with its own semantic. Okay, for example, like cd for change directory, mkdir for make directory, cp for copy, del for delete. Okay, that is the semantic that we always use in the command line interface. And then the advantages of using the CLI is a super powerful actually, fast and efficient because it's only involved a command, it's only involved the semantic. A few keystroke can express complex command. For example, like you type ipconfig, and then they will give you all the IP information. Okay, just a few words. And then it's a flexible and user control, fast for expert. This is not for the beginner actually. If you look from the as disadvantages there, it's actually difficult to learn and remember because the semantic or the command is already there. You cannot change the command. Okay, you cannot change the semantic. It's already there, and you need to memorize all the command. Okay, enhancement are invisible. Assume typing skill and like I mentioned, okay, hardest for the novice user. Okay, because it involve if a complex task, it will involve a long semantic. It will involve a long command. Okay, and that from the screen you can see there's a Unix command example. And then we have direct manipulation. We have seen this one before. User can directly manipulate object at the interface using a pointing device such as the mouse, stylus, or finger. Okay, maybe we use the touch screen. Okay, maybe we use the mouse. Okay, designed to replace the need or the need to enter command via keyboard. Okay, for drawing, for example, it's quite hard if we use command line interface. Okay, there is no sense that we can use the command, okay, to draw a cartoon, for example. Okay, so some environment we need the best device or the appropriate device. Advantages: user can immediately see if their action is furthering their goal. If they are not, can simply change the direction of the activity. Okay, from one step to another step, we can just draw from object A to object B, for example. Okay, visibility of the system state action are easily reversible, so less NCT. For the advantages of using this one, not all action can be done directly, okay, especially for spell checking. May require graphic display and pointing device. Okay, usually if you use AutoCAD, for example, if you use Autodesk, if you use Photoshop, the new version, it will require more graphic, not more graphic actually, higher requirement of the graphic display. Okay, you need a more powerful GPU. Slow in handling repetitive tasks compared to CLI. Okay, usually we don't use touch screen. Okay, direct manipulation. Okay, for handling the repetitive tasks to save. Okay, to copy, to print. Okay, this one actually can be done by the CLI. And then interface type for menu. This is a list of options from which users select the desired choice. Okay, we have a lot of menu. Okay, the advantages of using the menu. Option is visible. Okay, less recall, easy to use. You can select what option that you want. Relay on recognition, so name should be meaningful. Okay, usually the menu will have a short name. Okay, and then enhancement are visible. If we add new function in the system, they will appear on the screen. So that is the menu interface. And then we have this is the example of the menu. We can you can always look this one actually. You go for your smartphone, you go to the bank, you go to the ATM, okay, you go to the even the kitchen equipment also, they have the menu, even though that maybe the menu is quite simple. Okay, and then under the sub menu, under the menu, we will have sub menu for each menu. Okay, usually that one is for complex operating system. Okay, so that they will have a sub menu, sub menu, sub menu. Disadvantages: inflexibility. Menu force a user through set sequence of steps. Okay, if you look from the example from the diagram, to go for the Windows player, you have to go from the programs, go to the accessory, okay, go to the entertainment, and then finally, you can jump for the Windows Media Player. Of course, there are steps that to do the shortcut, but it's still actually in the sequence. Okay, of course, we can do the shortcut. Okay, yes, but long time ago, there is no shortcut available. You have to find out through the directory. Okay, like the example there, programs, go to accessory, go to entertainment, and then you can find out the Windows Media Player. And then we have type of menu. We have menu bar, okay, mouse click, mouse over. We have the contextual menu appear where you are pop-up menu, show available action for selected object. And then we have pie menu, arrange in a circle. Okay, this is contextual menu. Usually you will see in the PC, in the laptop, okay, especially in the Windows operating system. And then we have the menu design guideline. Okay, this is for effective designing for our menu. Okay, consider graying out of inactive menu item, especially it's not accessible or maybe it's not appropriate to be active in that particular directory. Use familiar terminology, but ensure that items are distinct from one another. It cannot be repetitive. It cannot be the same like the other menu. Okay, choice of ordering menu items. It's not must be. It's actually good for you to follow the alphabetical. Okay, choice simply listed in alphabetic order, A to B, B to C, C to D, for example. And then we put it under the categorical. Choice a group according to the semantic property. And then maybe we can put it under the conventional. Okay, choice neither in alphabetical order or categorical order, but can have a temporal order. Okay, maybe if you look from your download document, okay, there are a lot of things will come out from the download document. So for your easier viewing of your document or your folder, usually we can sort out it into the months, into the year, or maybe into the size of the document. And then we can set it to follow the frequency of use. Okay, choice of listed in order of expected frequency of use. Maybe you always use the document for Microsoft Doc, for example, and then you can set that in that directory or folder. You always show the document for doc, okay, first listed. Okay, and then this is the Accord Zeiss steering law. Okay, models, the models are movement time for pointer through a 2D. Okay, and then this one is actually we don't have to think so deep, because this one is actually for the developer. Can narrow and long path increase selection time. Conversely, a wider and short path reduce selection time. Okay, narrow menu items, sorry, and we have the wider menu items. But this one is actually depend with the environment. If you use smartphone, it will different layout when you use laptop. So you must see the interaction. Okay, either you want to combine, okay, from smartphone viewing or from the laptop viewing, or you want it both. Okay, you need to see the interaction. Interface type, we have the fill-in form. Okay, screen like paper form. I think this one quite easy. You can have the number of field, label, okay, and then usually it can be used in the data entry application. Advantages, efficient use of screen real estate, okay, provide context and enhancement are visible. Disadvantages, okay, assume typing skill. We need the typing skill. More user error. Okay, sometimes we put number 2, okay, and then you look the real data is actually number 3. Okay. Fill-in form design guidelines. Some guideline in the designing fill-in form, we need to see the organization and layout. Okay, and then you need to see which keyboard layout that you are gonna to use. Okay, caption and fill design, input format, error handling, okay, completion signal to support user control. Okay, this is the organization and layout. Okay, usually this one, if you want to do the invoice, you just make sure that we utilize everything in the document, okay, to create symmetry and balance. Okay, separate logical group. You just make sure that the space, the line, the color are in the order. Okay, because this one is how our form will interact with the human. Okay, reduce the gap between label and the field. Okay, caption and field design, label position. Placing a label above an input field works better in most cases because users are forced to look separately at the label and the input label. Okay, we need to check, okay, if we want to our website to attract more user, you just make sure that the label position is center, especially when you are designing the website. Okay, provide distinctive section heading in complex form. Okay, you must make sure that, okay, the form is readable, easier to readable, and have a good arrangement, okay, for the field, for the menu, for example. Okay, you can look from the example there. This is poor, and then the other side is improve. Okay, indicate which field are optional or indicate which field are mandatory. Okay, if you have experience using Google survey, and then you will see that there will be optional or mandatory option. Okay, for display of field, we have a numeric field, okay, with decimal, or maybe we have the improved way. Okay, error handling. Okay, error message for unacceptable value and indicate the error. Usually there will be the red one, okay, to indicate there is something wrong with the form. Okay, and then last two, okay, completion signal to support user control. Okay, usually when the user have completed the survey, for example, and then we will send a clear message to the user, okay, so that they have the feeling that they have been appreciated to fill up the form, to fill up the survey. All right, so I think that's all I cover for the chapter 6. Any question? No?
No.
No question.
Can you all turn on the video just for a while? Just for a while, if possible. Okay, so we will go for our practical and tutorial by tomorrow and the next day. All right, guys, so that's all for today's session. Thank you for your attendance, and then I will meet you again in by tomorrow. All right, thank you.
Okay, sir.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
All
Okay,
right.
thanks.
Hmm.